And we're live. All right. Let's see if I can get this. Even though no one has shown up yet. Let me just double check my settings here. Naomi, hey, welcome. You're the first one here. Let's see. Well, that's why I do these things at different times, so that sometimes they work for folks here in the States, and sometimes they work for folks in Europe. And I do the evening ones mostly to accommodate my friends down under. So, let's see. Just trying to make sure I've got the right mic hooked up to this. Can you hear me okay, Naomi? Cool. So, until other folks jump on the call, you get to suggest the first thing we tap on. What's I know you've got a lot of tapping recently down under, but at the different events in Australia. But yeah, excellent. So, I always like to say that self-sabotage is simply misguided self-love. And we want to clear it and find much healthier and more successful ways of treating ourselves with love. So for anyone who might be watching this, whether live or on the replay, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. And now just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed. And just allow yourself to think about some of the ways that you sabotage your success, some of the ways you might sabotage your health. Allow yourself to think about some of those self-sabotaging behaviors. And as you think about it, just allow yourself to be aware of what you're feeling physically and feeling emotionally inside. Hey, Julianne. So, for those just joining in, just go ahead with your eyes closed. Be thinking about those ways in which you sabotage yourself, your success, your health, whatever it might be. And ask yourself, if I didn't do this, what would be the negative consequence? And don't be surprised. The first part of you might say there'd be no negative consequence. You might be feeling, well, I would be more successful. I'd be healthier. I would be happier. And as you imagine being healthier, more successful, happier, give yourself permission with your eyes closed and feeling what goes on inside. Ask yourself, what would be the negative consequence of being healthier, more successful, happier? What would change in your life? What would the expectations be? How would other people respond? Again, coming from the standpoint that self-sabotage is simply misguided self-love. There is a reason behind all of these self-sabotaging behaviors. They're designed to keep you safe, not necessarily in a logical way, but they're designed to keep you safely in your comfort zone, safely away from some situation that part of you believes would be threatening, safely away from some situation that part of you is afraid you couldn't handle. Just allowing yourself to be aware of what goes on in there. And take a deep breath. Open your eyes. And taking full responsibility for your own well-being. Even though I sabotage my success, I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Even though I often sabotage my health, I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Even though I self-sabotage in so many ways, and it is really frustrating, even though I sabotage myself in so many ways, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself, and maybe anyone else who contributes to this. All these ways I sabotage myself. All the ways I sabotage my success. All the ways I sabotage my health. Sometimes I sabotage my relationships. I sabotage all kinds of things in my life. And I wonder what the heck is going on. I know better. Why am I not doing better? And I often beat myself up. I get really angry with myself. I get really frustrated. And I worry that things are never going to change. And getting into that painful energy is just another way that I self-sabotage. And it's not because I'm bad or stupid. It's because I'm trying to protect myself from something I think is dangerous. From something I'm afraid I couldn't handle. And it might not make sense to my conscious mind. At a conscious level, I see moving forward as a really good thing. It would be great to make these positive changes. So why don't I do it? Why do I continue to struggle? Why do I continue to sabotage myself? And I can beat up on myself. But I'd rather love myself instead. I choose to love and appreciate those parts of me that really are trying to take care of me, that really do have a positive intention, based on some internal fear. And as I give myself permission to let go of that fear, I won't have to protect myself from change. And I'll give myself the freedom to move forward. I'm giving myself the freedom to succeed. I'm clearing this need to sabotage myself. The only reason I ever sabotage my success or my health or anything else is because part of me thinks I really need to. Part of me is afraid of what would happen if I allowed things to get better and better. So I choose to love and appreciate that part of me and keep clearing those fears. If I didn't sabotage myself, what would happen? What would be the danger? What am I afraid that I couldn't handle? And I choose to clear those fears. Actually, let's stay on each point a little bit longer here. So, I am now releasing all of the sadness and trauma in all of the roots and the deepest cause of all this need to self-sabotage. I'm now releasing all of the anger and resentment in all of the roots and the deepest cause of all this need to self-sabotage. I am now releasing all of the fears and doubts in all of the roots and the deepest cause of any need to self-sabotage. I am now releasing all of the embarrassment and humiliation in all of the roots and the deepest cause of any need to self-sabotage. I am now releasing all of the shame and guilt in all of the roots and the deepest cause of any need to self-sabotage. I am now releasing any remaining fears in all of the roots and the deepest cause of any need to self-sabotage. I am now releasing all of the low self-esteem in all of the roots and the deepest cause of all of this need to self-sabotage. I choose to clear all that stuff out. I choose to love and appreciate those parts of me that feel a need to self-sabotage based on old misunderstandings, and I am clearing that need. Clearing my fear that I can't handle moving forward. Clearing my fear that I can't handle the consequences. Clearing any fear that there's something dangerous about moving forward. So I no longer feel a need to self-sabotage. Setting myself free in body, mind, and spirit. And take a deep breath. Close your eyes. And allow yourself to again check in and see what parts of you might feel a need to self-sabotage. Thinking about those behaviors that you engage in, thinking about what would happen if you didn't engage in those behaviors. And hopefully whatever you think would happen will feel less threatening. Okay. All right. Let's jump in on there. Side of the hand. Actually, let's first close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And feeling what goes on inside, say, I'm afraid of being rejected. And just let that rattle around for a moment. Notice on a scale of 0 to 10 how strong it is. Notice how strong any feelings of pain from past rejection or abandonment, notice how strong that might be. Notice where in your body you're holding on to it. Allowing yourself to be aware of that. Now, open your eyes and let's tap. Even though I'm afraid of being rejected, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid of being rejected, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though I'm afraid of being rejected, I'm afraid of being abandoned. I'm afraid if I do certain things, people will leave me, and I'll feel a lot of pain, like I've felt in the past. And even though I feel all this fear, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe anyone else who might contribute to this. All this fear of rejection, All this fear of being rejected. All this fear of being abandoned. I'm so afraid of doing anything that might lead to rejection. Because rejection is really painful. And I know because I have felt it. All this pain of rejection. All this pain that I'm still hanging on to. I'm allowing myself to think about times that I felt rejected. And I choose to clear that pain. It happened in the past. I don't need to feel it right now. And part of me disagrees. Part of me says I need to hang on to this pain. I'm afraid that if I let go of this pain, I'll do something stupid. And I'll put myself out there in some way that will lead to me being rejected. I'll get attached to someone who will then abandon me. Part of me believes I need to hang on to pain so I can make smart choices. All this fear that without the pain, I'll do something really dumb. And so I hold myself back. I sabotage myself. Trying to avoid pain. And maybe I could let go of that pain. Maybe I could make really good choices even without pain. Just like if I burned my finger on a hot stove as a child. I wouldn't need my finger to never heal. I wouldn't need to keep it blistering to make sure I never touch a hot stove again. I can make good choices without hanging on to the pain. I can also let go of this pain because it may be based on misunderstandings. Mine or someone else's. Anybody who rejected me in the past misunderstood how awesome I am. And there may be things that people have done or said in the past that I misunderstood. And I took them to mean that I wasn't good enough. Whenever someone has rejected me or abandoned me, it leads to the belief that I'm not good enough. And that's just not true. Just because they couldn't see that I was good enough doesn't mean that I'm not good enough. It was their lack of ability to see how awesome I am. And again, maybe they saw that, but they said or did something that I misunderstood. And I'm clearing up the misunderstandings, clearing them up at a cellular level, and all the way back through my past. Back through all the times that I have felt rejected. Back through all the times that I have felt pain because of something stupid that somebody said. I'm clearing that pain. All these hurtful things that they said. I can let go of that pain. It's safe to let go of the pain. I deserve to let go of the pain. Their rejection made me feel that I wasn't good enough. But I get to decide whether I feel good enough or not. I didn't know better back then. I thought I had to be a victim of their behavior. I thought I had to feel bad about it. And I love and appreciate myself for handling it the best I could. And now I choose to shift that. What other people do or say does not define me. I am not defined by their words. So I'm clearing this past pain. Clearing the pain of rejection. So that I can clear the fear of rejection. As I allow myself to know that I am awesome no matter what anyone else says, I let go of this fear. And I deserve that. In body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath. And close your eyes. And say, I have this fear of rejection. Or I have this pain from past rejection. And let me know how those might have shifted. Good. And you can go ahead and just keep tapping while we're here. So. All right, so everyone's brought it down by about half. And just allow yourself to be aware of, well, so do this. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. And say, I'm not allowed to clear this completely. Allow yourself to be aware of what you're afraid would happen if you just let this go. If you could look back at the awful things that people have said in the past and just go, well, like you say, Julianne, they couldn't see my worth. They were blind. They were bothered by their own issues. And I'm telling you, anyone who can't see your worth, it's because they're not fully seeing their own worth. Just allow yourself to be aware of what you're afraid might happen if you let go of all of that pain. And open your eyes. Even though I'm afraid to let all of this pain go, I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Even though I'm afraid to let this pain go, I choose to love and honor myself anyway. Even though I'm afraid to let this pain go, I'm afraid to have so much peace of mind that I could look back at other people's abusive behavior, their cruel behavior, and say, it must have sucked to be them. And even though I'm afraid to let go of all this pain, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe anyone else who has contributed to this. All this fear of letting go of all the pain. All this fear of letting go of all the pain. Part of me says, I'm not afraid. I just can't do it. There are rules about these kinds of things. People can't just go around feeling good and abandoning their long-held pain. That would just be crazy. And maybe I'm allowing myself to get a little crazy here. How crazy would it be to allow peace of mind? But I have voices that tell me I couldn't let the pain go. I have voices telling me I shouldn't let that pain go. And I'm done letting these voices should on me. And maybe part of me says, it's been a part of me for so long. These feelings of rejection have been part of my identity. So many aspects of my life have been created based on this pain and fear. And now you're just asking me to let it all go? And what would be so wrong with that? It's not a physical wound that needs to take time to heal. I can stitch this up right now. And it's not that I'm wrong or bad or stupid if I don't do it immediately. It's not a sign of weakness if I'm still holding on to some pain. But I'm clearing the belief that I need to hold on to it. I love and appreciate all those parts of me that hang on to the pain feeling that it's necessary, that it anchors me, that it keeps me safe, that it lets me know how to take care of myself. All this fear that I need pain to protect myself. All this panic about what I would do without this. Maybe this pain has defined me for so long. I'd be without an anchor. I'd be without a rudder. I'd be without a paddle. I'd panic. It sucks feeling this pain. But the only reason I hang on to it is because I'm afraid things would be worse without it. So I really love and appreciate all those parts of me that hang on to pain as a way of protecting myself. And as I tap away the fear and stress, I choose to look at this more logically. I don't need pain to make good choices. I'm not sure I need it for anything. So I'm giving myself permission to let it go. I don't have to let it go all at once. I've already let a good portion of it go. Part of me is saying, isn't that enough for right now? It's a good start. And I choose to really love and appreciate myself for willing to let go of at least some of the pain. I also choose to acknowledge that if I could let so much of it go so fast, I can let more go too. And I can do it without panicking. And I can continue to make good choices. In fact, I can probably make better choices. Fear and pain can hamper my critical thinking. As I allow myself to feel more peace, I can think more clearly and make much better choices. So it might be much safer to get rid of the pain. And I can heal in my own time. And I don't need to judge myself about the process I take. I'm just giving myself permission to be open to healing. All these remaining fears. About what would happen if I didn't have this pain. What would I hold on to without it? What is going to fill that void? I choose to have something better. Maybe more faith in myself, or something bigger than me. I can replace that fear and pain with more love. And actually, love is what's revealed as I clear the fear and pain. And I can handle that. As I set myself free in body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath. And close your eyes. And get in touch with a scale of 0 to 10. How much of that pain of rejection is still there? How much of a need is still there to hang on to it? And do so without judgment, just recognizing, okay, this is where I'm at. It's whatever time and in process feels right inside. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Well done. Well done. Yeah. And it's just, so obviously everyone's being much more open to, hey, you know what? I really could go without that. And go ahead and keep tapping while we're talking here. I mean, you can even think back to any of these people who said cruel things and just think, sorry, the ugly crimes reminds me of that's what I saw in a movie the other day. Yeah, the eye roll. Good. So you can tap on the back of the hand and you look down at the bottom of the floor and roll your eyes all the way up to the ceiling. And that often takes just that little bit of edge off. So yeah, thinking, while you're tapping, thinking back to the people who said these cruel things and just think, okay, was that person a Nobel Prize winner? Was that a happy, healthy person whose opinion is really worth validating? And it's not to beat yourself up for listening to them back then and go, oh man, I'm so stupid for thinking that their opinion had any weight. No, at the time you were doing the best you could. And even holding on to the pain of rejection, part of you might feel that it has protected you at different times. Excuse me. And there's been benefits, and maybe it has helped you, and allowing yourself to recognize, okay, but I have new tools, new resources, much healthier ways of protecting myself. And now you can look back at that person and go, am I really going to give them any more power over me? How much longer will I let that poor person control my feelings? How much longer will I allow that person to dictate any part of my life or my feelings? in my line of work, I get to hear all kinds of things that people have done. And, you shake your head. It's like, wow, it must really suck to be them. You can do that just reading comments on social media and just going, what drives people to say and do things like that? I don't know about normal, but it's not a healthy person. Unfortunately, it's all too normal in many ways. But yeah. All right. We'll end with a positive round. Yeah. And we just have to, people are going to say crap. And we can't control that. We can't control other people's behavior. And yeah, I need to believe in myself. I need to know that I'm a good person. I need to, whatever you want to know about yourself, allow yourself to know it about yourself. And then what other people say, that's their misunderstanding. What other people say only hurts really when we believe some of it. So, or we're afraid that it might be true. And as we allow ourselves to clear that, we can look at what they're saying and go, they're misunderstanding, So, I deserve to be treated with love and respect. And I choose to love and accept myself. I choose to treat myself with love and respect. And I choose to love and honor myself. I choose to treat myself with love and respect. Because while I can't always count on that from other people, I can at least show them how it's done and allow myself to know that I deserve it. So I choose to treat myself with love and respect. And I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe even ultimately everybody else. Because I choose to feel that good inside. I choose to treat myself with love and respect. And I choose to know that I'm worthy and deserving of that. And I'm clearing any doubts about that. Clearing any reason why I might feel that I don't deserve love and respect. It might be because of things people have said in the past. When they've pointed out what they thought was wrong with me. And they were suggesting that these flaws meant that I wasn't worthy of love and respect. Those silly poopy heads. Sometimes it must really suck to be them. And there have been times when I haven't felt so good. When I may have been unkind too. Either to myself or others. And I was doing the best I could at that time, given how crappy I felt. Not that feeling crappy justifies the behavior, but it does explain it. And I choose to forgive myself. Because the best way to ensure that I treat other people with love and respect is to feel as good inside as possible. So I choose to treat myself with love and respect. I choose to know that I deserve to feel as good as possible. And when I do so, I'm more likely to treat others with love and respect. And I can help them feel better. And then they'll be more likely to treat others with love and respect. If people have not treated me with love and respect, it's because they felt incapable of doing so. Because of pain they were hanging on to. Since everything is energy and we're all connected, I choose to help clear their pain too. I can think back to cruel things people have said to me. And know that there is pain behind that. And I choose to know that they were wrong. Because even if they were judging my behavior, because I was doing things not as well as I could have, that doesn't define who I am as a person. I choose to love and forgive myself, allowing myself to get healthier and stronger, clearing what does not feel like love, clearing all that stuff at a cellular level, so that love is all that's left. And as I allow myself to feel that way, I can send loving thoughts to other people, so they no longer feel a need to be hurtful. I'm setting myself free with love in body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath. Drink some water if you have it. Check inside and see where there may have been some movement. Allow yourself to be aware of what might still be there so that you can continue clearing that. But already, I mean, it's been impressive what you guys have said you've already done. So good on you. for clearing that stuff out. And again, acknowledge, wow, if I can bring it down, and this is true with anything that we're tapping on, if we can bring it down from a 10 to a 9.85, allowing ourselves to go, wow, I'm still kind of frustrated that it hasn't improved more, but if it's improved a little bit, it can continue to improve, and allowing that to be encouraging. Thank you, Julianne. I'm blessed to get to do what I do. So thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I can't do it without you. It's a co-creation, and thank you for co-creating something that I hope will be very beneficial to a lot more folks. So very grateful for you too. And all right, guys, you have a great rest of your night or day down under. And for everyone who's now watching this as a replay, whatever time of day it is, enjoy the rest of it, and keep clearing that stuff out. Keep clearing what doesn't feel like love, so that you feel more peace and love inside and can share that with others. Thanks for doing so. Take care, everyone.